Boom. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Like and sub and subscribe if you like the video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 more prospects for the 2025 April NFL Draft. And these are 5 dudes you get to enjoy on Saturdays or Fridays because they all play for major schools. And when you're watching college football, for the people that do, you hear these dudes' names and you'd be like, yo, I heard of that guy. Where'd you hear him? Wait a second. Bam. That's where you heard of him. All right. Here's one kid, man, I'm really just not a fan of. I'm not. It's Jalen Monroe, quarterback, Alabama, junior. 6'2", 225. The kid is built like a fullback, number one. Number two, if you would have saw the NCAA playoff games last year, this kid would be running out. And the kid's athletic. I'll give him that. He's crazy athletic. But when you have a quarterback and you can power clean like 300 pounds, that doesn't impress me. So if you go back to last year's NCAA playoff games, he's running out in the open. No one within 5 feet of him. Shut up. And, bro, he just fell down. It's like someone called his grandmother up and said, yo, do the right thing, if you could read between the lines. Then Bam is playing Michigan, same game, and they're on the goal line. Legit, like the 1 yard line. And he's a big kid, so I get it. They call a quarterback sneak. Quarterback draw, more better way to put it. The hole was to the left. I could have ran through the hole. It's like he shut his eyes and ran to the right and thought he was just going to bulldoze everybody. And he did it, and he got tackled. A lot of people are blowing this kid up. Quarterbacks are not my strength, but it also seems like in the NFL with the professionals, scouts, and all these guys that make billions, especially the general managers, it seems like they can't scout quarterbacks either. But I'm just not a fan of him. I don't think he's a prototypical NFL quarterback. If you want to bring him in and like run the read option, okay, maybe. But to me, he's a day 3 pick. Oh well. Next kid is an edge from Texas A&M, Nick Scranton. He has big size, 6'4", 285. Edge. So far for the season, 11 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. So he's on the right way for 4 games into the season. Now, he has the size, but now 6'4", 285. Is some coach going to look at him as an outside linebacker in a 3-4? Or is some coach going to basically look at him as an edge? You also can get a coach that says, let's throw 10 pounds on this kid, 15 pounds on this kid. Listen, let's be honest, man. When you're 285, you're like a couple of Thanksgiving meals away from being 300. Now let's slide him into 3-tech. I truly think this kid has versatility where he can play all 3 positions, in my opinion. But he will get tried out. He will get tried out at edge first because he does have the size and he will be more of a run stuffer at the next level in the NFL. Next kid, complete opposite build. Sorry, my voice is a little scratchy this morning. Dasan McCullough, edge, Oklahoma. This kid is built like a stork. Anyone remember the stork, Ted Hendricks? I'm showing my age. Bet you don't. This kid is 6'5", 230. Has 15 tackles on the season for Oklahoma. Now, here's a kid that 6'5", 230. Where do I see this kid? You're gonna have to play this kid at like outside linebacker, because if you put this kid at edge, he's gonna get destroyed. He's gonna get eaten up by these offensive tackles in the NFL. He has the frame. You got to see it. Well, okay. The guy before, Nick Scranton, his frame is pretty much maxed out at 6'4", 285. But this kid, 6'5", 230, his frame isn't. So this kid, at his height, he can legitimately put on 30 pounds, no problem. You get a team, fake an injury, stash him on IR for 2 years, and you might have something with this kid. But at his weight right now, you're probably looking at a special teamer, but he's going to get eaten alive by NFL offensive tackles. He could shock me. He could show up to the NFL and he could run a 4.3 at the combine. He could shock me. And then, it's the whole game of the offensive tackles have to get their hands on him first. If he does a crazy 40, yeah, he will be up there. But if an offensive tackle does get their hands on him, he's burnt toast. Next kid I like a lot, Bradley Swenson, LSU, edge, 6'4", 250. I need about 350. Where does that come from? The Loch Ness Monster. It's the South Park phrase for my South Park people. 11 tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. So 6'4", 250. He's the guy that's going to come in, and you're not going to have to nitpick him. You're not going to have to say, oh, he needs 20 pounds. He might have to sit on a practice squad for 2 years. Excuse me. We might have to fake an injury on him, throw him on IR. I think a lot of teams are better off faking injuries than putting guys on IR. Faking injuries, putting them on IR instead of putting them on practice squad, and they get poached. But this is a kid, he has violent hands, he gets upfield, and he plays against the run good. So he's a name to watch out for, and he's a name that is flying up the boards. And within the last few years, LSU has put together some pretty decent pass rushers at edge. It's not my fault they went to horrible teams and they couldn't develop them. Like I said, I can only scout what's in front of me. Once the kid goes to that pro team, there's nothing I can do about it. Next kid is Alabama. They laid a beating on Georgia. I didn't think that was going to happen. Keon Sebb, good size, man, 6'1", 200 pounds. And for as many bust Alabama offensive linemen have put out, Alabama has put out some good safeties in the last few years. 11 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 passes defensed. Now, he's a kid. He's a plug-and-play type of kid. He can play in the box. He can play. And you don't have to worry about him covering people. He can play outside. He has the speed. He has the range. He's rangy. Even though he's 6'1", 200, he's rangy, this kid. He's very athletic. Very, very athletic. And all anyone has to look at is the last probably, I would say, 5 to 8 years, the quality of safeties that Alabama has put out. So, dun dun dun, we're at 305. 305 players. Let me write it down. 305. Put in the chat. 305. We're at 305 players today. And today's October 1st. So give it a look, see. I don't even know if I did that today. Give it a look, see. Still the best beard on YouTube. And see what everyone else has given you so far. See what they've given you so far. We're at 305 and it's it's October the 1st. I told you I'm not a morning person. That's why I work nights over 20 years. So tomorrow is Fantasy Wednesday. We live in a fantasy world. And so tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be some fantasy tips for people that still live in the Stone Age and play fantasy. And then, let's see. Hold on a second. Tomorrow is fantasy. Wednesday, we'll go over some more college tape, more college prospects. And Friday, we're going to go over the games. There's 4 college games. I apologize. There's 4 college games Friday night. Nothing really spectacular, but there's still 4 college games. And you never know, bro. You can get kids from the smallest schools that turn out to be stars. That's why you got to watch everything. So there's 4 games Friday night. Then we'll go over. So Friday we'll go over the 4 games Friday night, and then all the games Saturday, and a couple of the games that caught my eye for you guys to watch and look for potential prospects. But I find it so ironic, so ironic that I would say 90% of the 305 guys I've given you are all on everybody's radar now. I'm no copy and paste champion, bro. I don't wait till the beast comes out and then I make believe I'm a draft guy. I do this 24/7, 365. We all know when you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. Over and out.